Hello, sixth graders. We are in Unit 9, our Applying Percents unit. Our lesson today is on sales tax and discount. Learning target, I can solve real-world problems involving sales tax and discount. We have some vocab up here that we need to learn or know. The first word is sales tax. This is extra money that is added on to purchases. And then the total cost is how much you are paying after the sales tax has been added. So the original price plus the sales tax. So we're going to be looking at finding the total cost today, which means finding out the sales tax and adding that onto the original price. So there's two methods that we can use. You can pick which one makes the most sense to you. I'm going to go through both here to give you an idea. So we have this video game that was $74 and there's a 5% sales tax on that, and we want to know the total cost. So after the sales tax is added onto that $74, how much are you going to pay? Method number one is to add the sales tax onto the original item. And so let's write down the problem and the methods and these steps in our notes here. First step, turn the percent into a decimal, multiply that by the total price, and then you're going to add that onto the original. So 5%, when I make that a decimal, start here at the end of the number, go 2 spots to the left, fill in with a 0. So we're going to take the original price, $74, and we're going to multiply by 0.05, and now that's going to tell us how much tax you are paying. So on my calculator, 74 times 0.05 for a total of $3.70. That's just the sales tax, but we want to know the total cost, so we're going to add that onto the original. So $74 plus $3.70. for a total of $77.70. That would be your total cost. That's the first method. Second method is to add the tax percent to 100%. So when you're paying an extra 5% on something, the original item was already 100%. That was the full cost. So then if you're paying an extra 5%, you're now technically paying 105%. Okay. So add that to the percent, so write these steps down. Now we turn that percent into a decimal. To do that, move 2 spots to the left, and that's now what we're going to multiply by the original price. So $74 times 1.05, and when we do that, that's going to tell us our total cost, because that's including the original $74 plus the tax that was added onto it, and we end up with the same answer. So two methods, you choose which one makes the most sense to you. So we have an example here. Pause, write down the problem. What is the total cost of a sweatshirt if the original price is $42 and the sales tax is 5.5%? I'm going to use method 1 for each of these. If you prefer method 2, do that. We would just end up with the same answer at the end. So start by turning the percent into a decimal. I'm going to write 5.5 as 5.5%. Now from here, we move the decimal 2 spots to the left. So we have 0.055, and that's what we're going to multiply by the $42. 0.055 times 42, doing this on my calculator, and we end up with $2.31. That is the sales tax, and now we have to add that onto the original, so 42 plus the tax, for a total of $44. Notice I'm putting dollar signs on all of these because we're talking about money. $44.31. That would be the total cost. The original plus the sales tax. Okay, again, pause, write down the problem, and then follow along on solving it. So, Horatio plans to buy a new kayak that costs $1,849. He lives in North Carolina, where there is a 4.25% sales tax. We have two things that we need to do. Calculate the sales tax, round it to the nearest cent, and then we are going to figure out the total cost. So number 1, just finding how much he's going to pay in tax. So I'm going to take my 4.25%, turn that into a decimal, 1, 2 to the left. So now we're going to take $1,849 times 0.0425. Put my calculator here and see what that equals. So he's going to pay, I got 78.58 for taxes. And then question 2, what's the total cost? So now we're going to add that on to the original price of the kayak. Okay, 1849 for a total of $1,927.58. Okay, again, pause, write down the problem, and then continue on to see how to solve it. Miss Little, Miss Kroska, and Miss Griner went out to eat at Applebee's to celebrate Pi Day. Their bill was $43.25. If they want to tip the waitress 15%, how much of a tip will the waitress get? And then if they want to split the bill between the 3 of them, how much will they all pay? So the tip is similar to sales tax. It's an amount that added on to the bill. So we're going to figure out what is 15% of the $43.25. So turn this into a decimal. Move your decimal 2 spots to the left. So then we're going to do 43.25, and we're going to multiply that by 0.15 to figure out how much of a tip we're going to leave. 43.25 times 0.15. Round to the nearest hundredth here would be $6.49. So that's the first question. How much would the waitress get? And then the next question says if they want to split that between the 3 of them, how much would they pay? So now I'm going to take that and I'm going to add that onto my original bill to figure out how much we are paying. Okay. So then the total that we're going to spend is $49.74. But the question's not asking for the total. It's asking how much each person would pay if we split that between the 3 of us. So we are dividing that between us, which means we're going to take that answer and we're going to divide by the 3 people who are paying. So that means each person is going to spend $16.58 in order to split the bill evenly. Okay, 2 more. Again, these would be ones to pause, try on your own, and then watch through. Make sure you have the problem written down so that you know what the numbers are going to. So at Best Buy, they have 42-inch TV that sells for $1,250 and has a sales tax of 6.5%. What is the final cost? So after the sales tax is added. So turn this into a decimal, move it 2 spots to the left. So then we multiply that by the price, 1250 times 0.065 to figure out that we are going to spend $81.25 on taxes. And then we have to take that and add that on to the original price of the TV. So $1,250 plus $81.25. And the total for that would be $1,331.25. There's your total final cost. Next one, if the sales tax rate is 7.25% in California, then how much would you pay in Los Angeles for a pair of shoes that costs $39? So first step, figure out how much you are spending on taxes. So you're going to take the your percent and move it 2 spots to the left to turn it into a decimal. So we're going to take $39 times 0.0725. which is $2.83. I round all my answers to the nearest hundredth because we're talking about money. So that's how much I'm paying for just the taxes, but we have to add that on to the original. So $39 plus $2.83 for a total of $41.83 on a pair of shoes. Next, we're looking at sale price or discount. So that's a couple of vocab words. Discount, this is the amount of money that you are saving on items. The sale price would be after the discount is subtracted from the original price. So just like we had with sales tax, there's 2 methods that we can do here. Method number 1 that you should write down is subtract the discount from the regular price. Or method 2, subtract the percent of the discount from 100%. So kind of like with sales tax, but now the opposite. So with sales tax, we figured out how much the sales tax was and then added that onto the price. That would be similar to method 1. Find out how much of a discount you're getting and subtract that, or just figure out the portion that you're paying. So let's see what that looks like. A hoverboard that has a regular price of $68 is on sale at a 35% discount. What is the sale price of the hoverboard? So first method, figure out what 35% of that is. So turn this to a decimal, 1, 2. So we're going to take the item and we're going to multiply by 0.35. Okay, so 68 times 0.35. Do that on my calculator. I am going to be saving $23.80. But that's just what the discount is. The question's asking for the sale price, so that's after the discount has been subtracted. So take the original item price, subtract off the $23.80 that you are saving, and that would find out that we are going to be spending $44.20 on the hoverboard. That's method number 1. Method number 2, if we are saving 35%, what we could do is we could take the 100%, that's the full price, subtract off the 35% that we are saving. So 100 minus 35 is 65. So that means you're only spending 65% of the original price. So now let's figure out what is 65% of $68. Move the decimal 2 spots to the left and multiply that. 68 times 0.65. So that will then equal $44.20, which if you notice is the same for both of these. So that's how much you are paying. Okay, so those are the 2 methods. Again, I'm going to show method 1, but if you prefer the second method and that makes sense to you, then use that method. Okay, make sure you write down the word problems as well as the work to go with them. So pause before you follow through and watch the rest of this. A t-shirt that has a regular price of $15.50 is on sale at a 25% discount. What is the sale price of the t-shirt? Okay. So again, I'm going to figure out what is 25% of that item and then subtract it off. So turn my percent into a decimal. Take $15.50 times 0.25. So then I'm going to round this to the nearest hundredth, $3.88. That's how much we're saving, but we have to subtract that from the original price to figure out what the sale price would be. Which, when I solve that, is $11.62. So that's how much you would end up spending on that t-shirt. Next one, Converse shoes have a regular price of $50 and they are on sale for 15%. What is the sale price? So again, I'm going to turn my percent into a decimal and I'm going to multiply that by the original price of the item. So 50 times 0.15, which when I do that on my calculator is $7.50. So that's the discount. That's how much money we are saving. And then we're going to subtract that off of the original price. So 50 minus $7.50. So then that means we are spending $42.50 on those pair of shoes. All right, now we are going to end up working backwards here because we are going to try and find what the original price was, so before the discount was given. So a cell phone is on sale for 30% off. If the sale price is $349.99, what is the original price? So there's this study tip over here. Let's take a look at it. We're going to use either the percent equation or percent proportion to solve this. If you are choosing to use the equation, remember that you need to use the percent as a decimal. Now, because the discount is 30% off, think to yourself, how much are you spending then? If you're saving 30%, then that means you are paying 70% of the original price. But we're trying to figure out what the original price is. I'm going to use the percent proportion to solve this. And let's fill in. So our percent over 100, again, we are paying 70% of the original price. So that's what we use, not the 30%. Okay. Now, the sale price, is that part of the original price or is that the whole original price? Since that's only part of it, that's going to go here on the top. And the whole, or the original, that's what we're looking for. So now we're going to do our cross multiplying. Okay, 349.99 times 100. Okay, which when we do that is 34,999. Multiply this side equals 70x. To solve this, then we're going to divide both sides by 70 and see what x equals. So when I do that, round this to my nearest hundredth, the 5 makes the 8 round up to a 9, so $499.99, which makes sense. We should end up with something that's higher than our original, or our sale price, because the original should be more. And I can check this by seeing, okay, if I saved 30% on $499, that means I would be saving about $150. So then what I can do is take $499.99 minus $150, and I'm just checking, yep, I got $349.99. So I am able to check if I apply this 30% discount to that price, do I end up with this? Yes, I do. So I would pause, try this one on your own if you're feeling comfortable. Find the original price if the sale price of the cell phone is $305.15 with the same discount, so that 30% off again. I'm going to use percent proportion. If you prefer the equation, go for it. This again is our part, because that's our discounted price, and we are trying to figure out what the whole amount would be. If we have a 30% off discount, that means we are spending 70% or paying 70% of it. Let's multiply. 305.15 times 100 would be 30515 equals 70 times x. So now to get rid of the 70, we're going to divide both sides by 70. 30515 divided by 70. We end up with $435.93 for our original. And then again, I can check that by seeing, hey, if I find 30% discount on that price, do I end up with my $305.15, which I do. So that's working backwards to find the original. There's our lesson on sales tax and discount. Look back over your notes. Do you have everything included? Title, learning target, vocab, examples, with all the work to go with it. Check to see, is this something you could explain to somebody else? If not, rewatch parts of it that you are confused on. Make sure you have your notes in class and when we are completing target checks and assignments.